So these, the sort of icon style paintings are mine. The birds and pomegranates. Mostly they're oil on wood with some gold leaf that they usually ask if it's real gold leaf. It only costs about 15 cents a sheet, so it's not like. But yeah, thank you.
Sorry too that we don't have a microphone today. It's being used in some other place. So yeah, speak up.
I'll project. Okay, as best I can. Yeah, so that's the medium, and just to give you a little background, I was 7 months pregnant when I had submitted an exhibit proposal to the Jacobs, and I needed that something to look forward to. I was really scared of just disappearing into motherhood and losing all sense of self, and your parents probably understand that fear. So I was just so thrilled to be accepted, and also to have 2 years to plan it, because Lord knows I needed it, and I think it took, I didn't do a single painting for the first year, and that was tremendously hard. I had already completed the original 12 icons, 8 of which are in the show, shortly before our daughter was conceived. So I had enough work to show that I needed that deadline to keep me working. So I often, the old procrastinator that I was used to painting specifically for a show, to motivate me. And so yeah, after the first year, my child care situation changed, and my sister came to live with us. My dad's been a huge help. Greg was around here somewhere with my daughter, Penelope. And I started painting, and my process totally changed because of it. So these works are about my transition into motherhood and grappling with postpartum and sense of self. And I won't decode them explicitly for you, but yeah, that about sums it up.
So do you have examples of before and after?
Yes, the smaller ones along the back wall, not including the select ones, the pomegranate. All those smaller 7 by 10s, 8 by 10s were, the original series as well. And a lot of those, although there is the mother-child theme to a lot of them, most of them are inspired by friends. I kind of consider we're all each other's angels and saints. I would say we're all walking icons. So they're really meant to be portraits, not objects of devotion. So I hope everyone keeps their sense of humor and realizes that I'm not trying to be blasphemous. A lot of them are friends. For example, the one with the onion is a dear friend of mine, John. He always helped me kind of peel the onion. I call him my creative guardian angel. Help me get past all my BS and to the truth of really what I needed to be saying. And he was always the one that told me, Claire, just do the work. Just do the work. Stop all that distraction, all this drama. So yeah, that deserved a painting.
How did you come by using the icon style? How did you, what led you to that?
A couple of
Tell a little bit about that process.
Yeah, a couple of different things led me to the icons. First and only year of college, I had an assignment in the class to paint something iconographic down to, a computer icon or such and such, and I chose to go kind of the more classic route. And it was intended to be, an ironic, iconic Christmas card, I thought, and it happened to be a Madonna holding a fish. And honestly, I've never read the Bible. I grew up entirely, that's not true. My dad read a few parts of it to me growing up, and it was like a bedtime story. So I'm not, I didn't know that the fish was a symbol of, Jesus feeding the masses until, much later. And so any correlations are somewhat intentional. It's very intentional that what I'm trying to do is bring these icons out of religious context, but also, like Mary was the original mother, and any mother out there, she had to change some diapers, right? And so to make that real and to realize that strength and courage and divinity is in all of us, and to feel more connected to whatever higher power by realizing that's in us. Any other questions?
I will mention that I was putting together the book that I wanted to also make a point of that the artists have a book. Sometimes they think of things and bring more things in, but Claire happened to have a lot of the things that inspired her. Plus she brought a few of her own process books, which are fun to look at because as an illustrator myself, I know that Claire is an illustrator and also a graphic designer, so a lot of her work, the influence comes from that, I think, from being involved in lots of different processes. So they're very illustrative, whether she would use that word or not. And to see the books and see some of how she began, the sketch part. And
there's photos of some of the models for those that I did these models for. So it's fun to see the process. And on that note, with process, I think becoming a mother has been the most challenging and most rewarding thing I've ever done. And I would say that having Penelope has made me more of an artist than I ever was before. And I say that because I'm painting more now, oddly enough, even though I have less time, absolutely. And but I can't just wait for the muse. I have to schedule childcare. I have to steal every nap, every time she goes to sleep, and really do the work. And so I didn't used to even sketch before. I just was such a colorist. I loved to just get right in there and get in the paint. And now, if all I can expect to have in a day is to do a sketch in my sketchbook, I'll take it. So I'll drive up to the view, and she'll fall asleep in the car, and I will sketch my butt off, and it will feel so good. But setting the bar for myself. Because the first year when I would go out there and I'd just barely get everything set up, and then she'd wake up from a 20-minute nap, you hit that wall enough times and you lose hope. And the piece right around that corner is really about that. It's called hope. Because I hit that wall over and over again. When is it going to be my time? When is it going to be my chance? And so these things help me find myself and help me be a better mother and a lot of better than discovering grappling with guilt and everything else. If I was spending my whole day with my daughter, I feel guilty for not being in the studio. If I'm out in the studio for 6 hours, I feel guilty for neglecting my daughter. So one of the volunteers at the install said something really great. But she said, you're showing your daughter that you're keeping your sense of self. You're showing her that that's how important that is. To do what you love and make it matter. So I wanted to thank you and Susan and Beverly and everybody at the Jacobs and my sister and my dad and everybody else, my mom and friends who have brought me through so much. I'm sorry for it.
You're welcome.